Hey, I'm your host, BKP. It's Tuesday night, and this is Team FYN Sports and Circuit World of East LJ presents Gilmer Bobcats Turf Talk. This is our final show of the season. Every year we like to do one last show. We missed last week because it was trick or treat, and everybody was down at the square. But this week is senior night with the Bobcats. We want to thank Shane's Rib Shack for the entire season and actually for 4 years. Okay, I want to give a shout out. This is our 4th season of Bobcat Turf Talk. For 4 years, they've provided a meal for the players and the coaches. We want to thank them. Also, want to thank Pepsi and all of our Team FYN sponsors. We're here tonight. This is senior night, so we're going to talk to these 4 guys. We're going to talk about the season, their football career, what they're doing now, what sports they're playing, so on. And tonight we have Bobcats head coach Casey Wingard is with us. We have Jake Grizzle Breedlove, better known as just Grizzle, right? Just Grizzle, right?
Grizzly.
Grizzly?
Yeah.
Just Grizzly. We got the Grizzly on the couch? Okay. We have Samuel Harris. Where's Samuel? Told you I can't. What's the matter? You won't let him see that jersey, will you? Huh? I told you, you're loud, boy. Woo, I can't help you with that. Yes, that's a Patriots jersey. I'm calling him out right here. We got Samuel Harris. We got Blake Bunton. I know that guy. He's been on the show many times. And Dawson Watkins. Glad to have you guys. Coach, first of all, before I start with these guys, tell me a little bit about these 4 guys, because it's been a different kind of year where you needed the extra leadership on the field. You needed some guys to step up. And a lot of teams, you know, we always talk real. A lot of teams graduating 14, 15 seniors and stuff like that. We got 4 guys here. Talk about these 4 guys.
Well, I told the guys in the beginning of the year, you know, what we had. Phenomenal effort just with practice and week in and week out. With some of the younger kids, freshmen and coming up, the leadership that they showed, the resilience they showed, because they've had 4 head coaches in 4 years. They went through a different program.
Excuse me just a minute.
Every year.
Just a minute. Grizzle, could you set up straight?
Thank
Set
you.
up straight, man.
Thank you.
No, I just wanted to pick on Grizzly. I'm sorry.
Look at, he's asleep now. He just got finished with wrestling.
Right. He was laid back. I'm sorry, Coach.
But so they went through 4 head coaches in 4 years, and they've had so much adversity thrown on them. And my hope for them, and I've talked to them individually about this, is that they take this with them throughout the rest of their life. You know, situations change, things change, but that can't define you. So with them, you know, going through all that adversity and stuff, I hope they carried that away and took something from it, saying, you know what, no matter what comes in the future, whether it's a family, I'm married, or have a job, and whatever's going bad or good or indifferent, they keep just chugging along, swinging the axe, and keep doing what they do.
These 4 guys met the challenge.
They did.
It's
They
just
stepped
that
up,
simple.
met the challenge, and it's phenomenal. Just because, you know, this age group in that class coming through, you know, there was a lot of people, and at the very end, you got 4 guys kind of left standing, and it's impressive.
Grizzly, let me start with you. We were talking what?
Wake up.
Wake up. He's all right. I was just messing. We were talking earlier. We have a mutual friend. We got to give a shout out to our friend Bicey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were talking about that. You moved down here last year in the middle of the season. You played all year on this team. You know, it was a challenge. I mean, it just was a challenge, playing 10 games, getting through it. But you're here tonight, and I want to tell you, and I want to tell each one of you when I get to you, I want to individually tell you I got a lot of respect for you staying here, being here tonight, and showing the leadership just by doing that. Talk a little bit about the season. I know it wasn't the season you wanted as a senior, but at the same time, talk a little bit about playing this year and some of the teams you went up against.
Well, this season, it was definitely a learning point in my life, and I learned that football isn't just about throwing a ball and winning games. Football is the bond that you create with all the guys around you. The coaches aren't always going to be worried, you know, about winning. They teach you respect, effort, and all these things that you can apply throughout the rest of our lives in the everyday situations that maybe before I wouldn't have. And with that, I was glad to be a part of Gilmer County.
What other sports do you play?
I wrestle and play football, and that's it.
Wrestle. So you're already in wrestling practice?
Yes, sir.
What weight class?
Right now, I'm going to 170, weighing 190. So,
Coach, what did I do? Last week I asked that of a wrestler, and I was like, well, you know, I'm allowed to ask weight. It's wrestling.
Right, it's a sensitive subject, especially at the beginning of the year, because they don't want to tell you how fat they are.
yeah. So,
And you just called it right out.
Yeah. Oh, I've had several heart-to-hearts with this one, and my big thing from him, I'm not letting him breathe. Football's over with. I'm still going to sit on him, and as soon as he graduates, then my job will be done with him.
This one here?
Yeah, but my thumb is going to be down on him, and I'm not going to let him do anything.
yeah.
Well, okay. Let's get back.
Yeah.
So what weight class are you trying to get into?
I'm getting down to 170.
170?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, at least you don't have to sleep in the sauna suit or anything.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Allegedly.
Not yet. I talked to you earlier. Is there you did come down to Gilmer, and you last year in the middle of the season, this is your first full year at Gilmer. What is, in your high school, even if it's not at Gilmer, playing high school football, what is one of your most memorable moments?
Well, this might sound bad, but my most memorable moment was probably whenever I gave Jonas a dip. And he was out the entire game.
Oh.
Yeah. And Jonas wouldn't snitch on me. So
He didn't snitch on
Well,
you?
now I know.
Yeah, let's just do it on camera right now.
so
Now I know.
You got the disciplinary form ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, be in his office first thing in the
so
morning.
that was, one of my most
Did
favorite
he turn
parts.
green?
Just about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not supporting that, advocating that, but I'm just, every high school football player may have a story like that. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, possibly. Let's
Right.
see if we can. As far
Okay,
as we go
Samuel,
Yes, sir.
have you played on a team all 4 years?
Yes, sir.
All 4 years. Talk about being on this team all 4 years and some of the moments for you being on the Bobcat football team. And even if you want to share some things about being a senior on this team this year.
I mean, my freshman year, we did really good, and going from that to it this year, it's taught a lot of different stuff than what we used to when you're winning, and like it teaches you more like life skills, like how to be respectful, how to keep going when everything's hard, and stuff like that. I mean, I think this year, for me, it's been like the funnest year out of every year. It may not have been like the best like winning year, but I think it's been like the funnest year.
So, what is out of the 4 years? What is one of your most memorable moments of playing as a Bobcat? Remember, I told you before the show started, Coach sorry, Coach, you're sitting awful close. He could be in one of those moments. Just be nice about it.
When we would make fun of Coach Wingard about looking like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh, Coach, I'm sorry.
You stole mine.
Woo!
I had to go home and ask my wife.
What do you mean you had to go home and watch?
I said, Lisa, all the kids are laughing. They go and put Ninja Turtle stuff on my desk, and they give me cups that have like Ninja Turtles on it. And
Don't
stuff.
forget the mask.
And they wore masks in practice one day.
They wore masks.
In their football helmet, they had Ninja Turtle masks, and I'm self-conscious.
I understand.
I got home and I said, "Do I look like a Ninja Turtle?" And she goes, "Kinda." Just kind of shuffled off, and I was,
That hurt.
yeah,
That hurt. You hurt the man.
I'll be all right.
Which one? But I want to know, which one are you like?
I don't know.
The purple one, duh.
The purple
The
one?
purple one, yeah.
Okay.
Donatello?
There you go.
Oh, that's why she said purple.
So you're Donatello?
Well, he's
So okay, that was pretty good. All right,
Thanks, Sam.
let me ask you, Sam. We have, you got to explain, man. I mean, you're in Georgia and everything. What's with the Patriots sweatshirt? You got. I mean, I'm sorry. You got to tell. You got to tell the whole entire world what's up. I mean, what's up with that?
I mean,
No, you just say you got it for Christmas and they didn't know any better. That's your answer.
I mean, I asked for it, so I wanted it.
There you go.
Now, you play any other sports?
I wrestle also.
You wrestle? Can I ask him the same question?
Yes, him you can.
Yeah, I want to.
Yes.
What weight class?
Heavyweight, which is 285.
25.
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Can you do that again? 280.
25.
So, how long have you been wrestling?
All 4 years.
All 4 years. So, are you looking forward to this year? I mean,
Yeah.
wrestling. Do you like going straight from football into wrestling? Isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of work going all straight into football and wrestling.
I mean, it's hard, but I mean, it'll pay off in the end.
Okay. We're going to take a brief break. We're going to come back. We got 2 more guys over here. Blake's been over there just waiting to talk. He is the talker in the group. He's been waiting to talk. And we're going to talk to Dawson Watkins as soon as we return. And we're going to talk a little more to Coach Wingard here. Bobcats Turf Talk, Tuesday night here from Circuit World. Gilmer Bobcat Turf Talk from Circuit World here in East Ellijay. Always want to thank Shane's Rib Shack for the 4 years of providing a meal for these players and coaches. Also Pepsi and all of our Team FYN sports sponsors. We'll be back right after this break.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper is dropping the hammer. Over $11,000 off MSRP on new Silverados. Just look what we've done to the price on this new LT Crew Cab. Save over $11,000 and pay just $32,500. And Days Chevy is dropping the hammer in a big way on all new Chevy Malibus. Save over $6,500 and pay just $17,900. The savings are real and they're big at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there. All I do is win, win.
Hey folks, we're back and I'm your host BKP and it's Gilmer Turf Talk here Tuesday night. Final show of the season, and we're at, where are we at? Circuit World. Yeah, sometimes I gotta just remember that. Circuit World in East LJ. Also, thank you to Shane's Rib Shack, Pepsi, and all Team FYN sponsors, Team FYN Sports sponsors. While I'm talking about that, follow us. We're looking for courtside reporters. We're looking for reporters, no matter where you're at out there, for all of our North Georgia schools that we cover, and we call it courtside reporting. Coming up in basketball, also we need some people to help cover the wrestling this year, so don't hesitate to get in touch with us at Team FYN Sports. Like our Facebook page. We're here with head coach Casey Wingard. We've already talked to Grizzly, and we've talked to Samuel. Now let's go all the way to the end here. We're happy to have senior Blake Bunton. Blake, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
All right. You played all 4 years on a Bobcat team?
Yes, sir.
You were talking during the break, so let's go into, tell me a little bit first, like the other guys, the 4 years on the team, even try to put this year in a box, what it meant to you, these guys here, and maybe some of your favorite moments as a Bobcat.
It was hard, just going from, like he said, freshman year to us being pretty good to just the last 2 years not doing too good. It was hard going, transitioning from a winning team to not doing so good. And so at practice, like, it was kind of hard to push through, knowing that you weren't doing good that year, like this season. It was hard going through practice knowing that we weren't doing good. But I always look forward because I always look at everyone around me and knowing that they're trusting in me to push them forward, and I need to push them forward. So if I quit, they're going to quit. And so that was basically my mentality this entire year was I'm doing this for the person beside me because you never know, they might go somewhere.
You know, I'm going to tell you something, Coach. The thought that I have this on video tonight.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
For somewhere down the road.
Yes.
It means a lot to me.
Yes.
Favorite moment?
Triple overtime 2 years ago when we beat Heritage.
Triple overtime. You like that one? You know, you said something that I did not bring up tonight is all of you young men, except for you, Grizzly. Grizzly wasn't here. I mean,
You've been picking on him the whole night.
No, I haven't been picking. We have a mutual friend, Grizzly.
Yeah.
And I, we got some. We know.
Yeah, history.
Hey, you want me to tell you my dip story?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Why?
Stay focused.
Can I tell that?
No.
Okay. Anyhow,
Not for you.
you begging?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell it for sure now.
Dang it.
Anyhow, you know what? With you guys here, what I'm really enjoying that I did not bring up this year, but you guys have been through 2 years. If you're seniors here, you've been through 2 years of watching the program go from exactly what you said 4 years ago when you were a freshman on the sideline, playing postseason, playing triple overtime games, being competitive, to watching the program, and you stayed focused and you had the courage to come out and stay all year with it. And I got a lot of respect for that because you did bring up that last year also. Dawson Watkins, how about you? 4 years on the team?
Yes, sir.
And wait, I didn't ask you, do you play any other sports?
No, sir. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
I used to wrestle.
Used to wrestle? Well, wait, 92?
120.
Is that wrong, Coach?
No.
That's pretty good?
Last year I wrestled his freshman year and it was 126.
126, okay.
He was good too.
Huh? It was.
Yeah, he was a good wrestler.
Should never give it up.
No, he was a good
All right.
competitor.
Okay. Dawson Watkins, 4 years on the team.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the same thing as these other guys, maybe some of your most memorable moments on the team, what this season was like, and some of the things of being on Bobcat football.
All right. So this year was a year to remember. We all had to overcome adversity, but with that adversity, we learned so much on how to strengthen our friendship bond, to how to compete, and with that, that's going to help the team throughout the next years get better and progressive, get stronger.
What about your favorite moment in the 4 years of playing as a Bobcat?
My favorite moment would probably be when my freshman year, we all came together and had such a great season. It wasn't just one moment, it was that whole season put into a nutshell. Because we went to the playoffs, and that gave me hope that we were going to do well, but we didn't do so well. But when we didn't do so well, we learned new things.
Now, are you playing any other sports?
No, sir.
Just football?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I asked you this before we went on the air tonight, and I'd like for all of you to get in. And I said I don't want to leave anybody out, obviously, but seniors are expected to have leadership. And I would tell you what, I wasn't at practice. Just the fact that you come back to practice every Monday morning, you come back every Monday morning with a good attitude to work, knowing Friday night was not going to be an easy task, that's leadership in itself. Give me some of the guys that you worked with this year that you know this season built character in them, and you look forward to seeing them next year on the field because you know they're going to be leaders after what they went through this year. Do you have anybody you want to highlight?
I think Bertolini will be.
Yeah. Bertolini?
I think Chester could be.
Who's Chester?
He's a funny guy, but he plays with heart, and I like that. Towards the beginning, he's grown up a lot. He's wild, but I definitely feel like next year he's going to step up and do good things.
Coach, let me get back to you. Tell me, I've enjoyed hearing from these guys. You got the reins of this team, not quite midseason last year.
Right.
Really not your coaching staff. Take it and finish it up. Those are my words. Okay. This year, it's your team.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that. Just elaborate on that. This is your team. This is your staff. You know, the season being what it is, and I know you and I have a lot of talks, you own this.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Talk about the season.
Well, with this season, we go into the off season. We have great turnout, good workouts. We start implementing just the strength and running. We brought in the new offense, started repping and running that, and we had a good spring. We had a lot of kids come out. We had numbers, 60s or so in the numbers. And then spring happened. We scored 3 touchdowns against
3 or 4.
3 touchdowns against Cahulla Creek and didn't give up a touchdown. And I explained to these kids yesterday when we had our end of the year kind of team meeting with them, we got a lot of work to do because, 5 of those kids that was on that team weren't on the team by the time the season started. So a lot of kids had to step up. A lot of kids had to step up and fill that. We had a good productive summer. We had a lot of injuries, 17 injuries we counted up throughout the beginning of end of summer through the season. And so we've had kids step up and fill shoes that, had to fill some big shoes, had to grow up very fast. With 4 seniors on the team, you're looking to use a bunch of juniors, sophomores, and even some freshmen coming in. And so throughout the course of the season, we realized that, we need to focus on us and not necessarily on, wins, loss column, all that kind of the scoreboard and all that kind of stuff, because we have to get better and start fresh as a team each week to get prepared for Friday. The seniors understood it. They knew kind of about it. Some juniors understood it. And it was kind of hard with the younger kids as well. To kind of explain to them, look, this is everybody in the room. This is our practice. We're in this together. We're out there with you every day, every Friday night, and let's keep taking a step in the right direction. And throughout the season, you saw we had some improvements in some areas, and then we had, a step back in an area, and then so consistently trying to go through all that. That's what we were trying to focus on as a staff and as a team. So. I think we start Wednesday, practice starts Wednesday. So we've got the kids that aren't doing the winter sports or spring sports, and we got about 30 kids that are going to start for the 2018 season.
Let's take that because we know where we're at.
Right.
Gilmer Bobcat, the football program, is not used to losing. Okay, they're not used to losing. We know where we're at. We know where we've been all season. What does a coach, Casey Wingard, what does the Bobcat football program, what does the community, what do we have to do now? Where's the next step? What's the work? What is the groundwork that you've laid this year?
Right.
I mean, you laid some groundwork. We talked with Coach Taylor. We've talked with Coach Flowers. Now, we didn't mean to upset him where he didn't come back. I mean, you know, we got him a couple times this year.
He's all right.
Is he okay?
He's okay.
I just checking on him, okay? But the groundwork that was laid, these young men that stayed strong all year, where are we at and what's the next step? What are we doing here in Bobcat football?
Well, you know, what I told them, we have 4 seniors, so there's a ton of younger kids that got varsity playing experience. So now that's kind of under the belt. They've been through a season, and a tough season at that, with all the adversity and challenges that these kids faced and still stayed on the team. That's a testament to the kids in this community that play football, their will and their want to, which is exciting for a coach when you get a kid that keeps, you know, hitting his head against the wall, so to speak, and then showing up every day, which is exciting for us. So going forward with that, the turnout, there doesn't need to be any excuses. The turnout needs to be there. We're going to get them in the right position. We're going to get them doing the right, you know, learning the rules, learning the defensive schemes, and build from this year. You know, and it starts even, you know, with the kids in the weight room, and it starts with getting all that kind of stuff taken care of, and going from that and building onto that, and having consistency throughout.
Well, let me ask this. We follow at Team FYN Sports. We follow the majority of every county that we follow is rural counties in Georgia with one high school. It's Gilmer High School, and it's Union, and so on and so forth. And we follow one high school. And this is my perception, is when you have one high school and it's county ball, the successful programs that I see are from the ground up, from the feet up, meaning all the way from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old middle school, and then walking in and the JV to the varsity team. In rural football, am I wrong here? In rural high school football, and I'm not going to say in the bigger cities, in the bigger areas, that it's different, but they get, I hate to say talent, that comes in so much.
Right.
But in a community like Gilmer, how important is it for this program to grow from the ground up?
Everything. A systematic program. When you look at the teams we even play in our region, they have a systematic program, and it just goes from there and builds from that. And that's kind of one of the things that I'm focusing on right now to be able to do, is to get a systematic program so, you know, by the time they get into 9th grade, we can have a JV schedule. You know, in the beginning of this year, we had 8 seniors, and then we had 8 freshmen. Well, at that point, we had to go and look, well, our JV season right now, we got 8 kids, and if I drop these kids down, now I'm kind of, you know, taken away from the varsity group. So we kind of got rid of the JV program and then brought back a couple of games once we got into school, and kind of enticed and recruited those freshmen to come out, you know. And so we kind of made shift a JV, so those kids that have been out, those 8 kids that have been out, got to get on the field and play. So, you know, I think that's everything. Alignment, just systematic alignment, you know, and just the weight room, everything like that. Total alignment through that is what, you know, I've been preaching to these kids, because it has been a turnover. I mean, this is, what, 4 head coaches in 4 years. So it is a turnover, and so the consistency and all that kind of stuff will help with everything, and that's why I've talked to them, because when I was in college, I went through 3 head coaches in 3 years, so I know exactly what they're going through, kind of the revolving door and all that kind of stuff. So again, that's why I think, you know, they're a special group of kids, and some of the juniors too, because they were a part of it as well. And so once that settles and the competition picks up, I think it'll be good.
Well, I tell you what, like I said, I think it has to be ground up, and I think you've laid the groundwork. I want to say before we close, I want to say from Team FYN Sports to you, Casey Wingard, thank you.
Thank you.
No matter what has come this way all season long, you've come here every week. We've talked about the team. We've talked about where the team is at. There's never been one week that you were discouraged in coming here and saying, you know what, I'm the leader, I'm bringing these guys, and we want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you seniors because you're here. It's that simple. The adversity, what you went through, the teams you went up against, teams in the past that in the history books don't know anything, but there's teams that had fear of coming to Gilmer. And you guys, you stuck with it. And you showed up every Monday morning, and you showed up every Friday night, and no matter what happened when the lights went off on Friday night, you showed up again Monday. And I'm telling you, it's going to pay off with the juniors and the sophomores. It definitely is. They're going to remember that. Now, I can't tell you my story on the air. I can't. Okay? So I don't want to get in trouble.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to step. But as soon as we say we're over, I want to tell you a real good one. Coach, you'll be okay.
I know.
We love these Bobcats. We love these young men at Team FYN Sports. Team FYN Sports always promoting and highlighting young athletes in a positive way. These are good guys, hard workers. We wish each and every one of these seniors well, whether they go on to college academically or go on to wrestle or whatever they go on to do. And that's why I say no matter what you go on to do, just be the best. Doesn't matter. That's the only thing. All right, be the best. You got to get down the weight, okay? You don't seem to be worried about it. You're looking for a job. You almost have one. Button, I don't have no idea what you're up to.
I'm getting a job.
All right. Are you getting a job? Okay, good. Get a job. That's what you do. Get a job. Coach, again, thank you. I'm your host, Circuit World of East LJ. Come in and say hello to them. Come in and tell them you appreciate them hosting this show every year at Circuit World here in East LJ. Also, go down to Shane's Rib Shack, walk in and say, you know what, we thank you so much for supporting these young men and the team. And also, Pepsi, thank you for the drinks all year long, and all of our Team FYN Sports sponsors. Find our page, Team FYN Sports. I'm your host, BKP. We're out. Thank you, Sam.